Hey, this is Chris, keeping it real, facts over fear. How you doing today? Happy Thanksgiving. Hope today is going to be a good day for you. Hope you can get together with people you haven't seen in a while, and try to put this COVID stuff to the back burner, at least for a day or two over this weekend. What's going on in North Carolina with the number of hospitalized, number of COVID-19 cases? The number is rising. The background, looking at the second graph, we can see the admissions in regard to the history of this virus are steady. So we look down here and we see that admissions are the green line, and so you see they're relatively, 475 plus or minus 50 or so on the 14-day rolling average, and they've been that way since, way back in the beginning of July when this thing really first started taking off. But look at the number of discharges; they are also rather low. Well, they're lower, they're steady, but they're lower, and they're a lot lower. So you can see, especially in the last 2 weeks or so, these two lines have started to diverge significantly. So this graph here, this chart here shows that admissions 14-day rolling average and the discharges 14-day rolling average, and then of course I've thrown in a couple more polynomial regressions to tell you where they are trending. And so right now it looks like the admissions are going to be trending down, but the discharges are going to continue to trend down much further on a 14-day rolling average. Now it doesn't mean we won't have those high days every now and then, or maybe a few in a row, but 14-day rolling average is where to go. So we look at this chart, and so this chart is the admissions divided by discharges on a 14-day rolling average, and so you can see that this is going up. So this is telling us the same thing as the other graph. It's just giving us more of an idea of how big the change has been. And so that's what we have, and then we have a polynomial regression that shows that trend is likely to continue to rise, and so we can't expect to see more people in the hospital, not because more people are going into the hospital, but because those who are going are staying longer. I did this analysis last week, so I'm not going to bore you with it again. People are meeting at, why is this happening? People are meeting inside and getting a higher viral load. Masks don't work. And the last one, I think, is the main driver of this. A lot of people have just said, we're done. We're done with this virus. I don't really care what happens. I want to live my life, and I don't want to be holed up in my house like it's some kind of prison. So the outlook is, I've just pretty much given you an outlook. The chart says it all. It looks like that trend is going to continue up. The number of cases continues to trend up, although I'm not sure that isn't mostly because testing is on the rise. But testing alone, increased testing, does not explain that. What's happening there. The last graph is a graph of hospitalizations. So there's the total number of hospitalizations is the blue line, and the number of people in ICU is the green line. So we can see the ICU patients line is tending to remain flat, trending upward ever slightly. Hospitalizations, of course, are going to trend up. The total number of hospitalizations for COVID-19. And so we see that if we refer back to the death rate that I gave you on Sunday morning, we see that it is remarkably steady as well. So it's not that, again, this is just another confirmation that it's not people are dying from this or even getting severely ill. They're just staying in the hospital longer. I mean, otherwise we would see a definite rise in the number of people in the ICU. And we're just not seeing that. Up ever so slightly from the bottom at the beginning of September. We'll keep an eye on that line though and see what happens. Now that could well change. I don't know. So that's really all I got for today. I think the graphs are a little bit more clear this week than they were last week. So I hope you find them. Of value. And again, hope you have a great Thanksgiving. If you have any questions or comments, leave them in the section below. Like and subscribe. We appreciate when you do, and we'll see you on the next Chartville video.